grams of molten iron to oxide reacts with 10.0 grams of magnesium. How much iron is produced? We start off this problem by finding how much iron is produced from the iron oxide. And we have 40.0 grams of iron oxide. And eventually we want to get it in 2 grams of iron. So we first have to find the molar mass of iron oxide, which is 71.844 grams of iron oxide, which you can find from adding the molar mass of both iron and oxygen together. Oops. And that's over 1 mole of iron oxide. Next is we have to find the ratio between iron oxide and iron, which can be found from the equation where 1 iron oxide would yield 1 iron. So you would multiply that by 1 mole of iron over 1 mole of iron oxide. And next we just have to get it into grams of iron, which is finding the molar mass of iron, which happens to be 55.845 grams of iron is 1 mole of iron. And just to make sure I'm in grams of iron, I'm going to cancel out everything that I can. So grams of iron oxide is canceled out, moles of iron oxide is canceled, and moles of iron are canceled. And when you do the calculation of all this, you get that 40 grams of iron oxide would make 31.1 grams of iron. But we have to do the magnesium to make sure that it would yield more or less than iron oxide. So we have our 10 grams of magnesium, and so we start off with the molar mass of magnesium, which is 24.305 grams of magnesium, which is 1 mole of magnesium. Find the ratio, which is magnesium and iron. It's a 1-to-1 again. So 1 mole of iron over 1 mole of magnesium. And then we're going to find the molar mass of iron, which is right up there. So 55.845 grams of iron over 1 mole of iron. Just make sure I can cross everything out here. So moles of iron, moles of magnesium, and grams of magnesium. And if you do this, you get 23 grams of iron. So we figured out that the maximum amount of iron that you can get from 40 grams of molten iron oxide and 10 grams of magnesium is 23 grams.